options. But I ain't insecure, baby. Give me more, ring my bell with no problems.
Ring my bell. Okay. So, what day is it? Day 156. You guys know the best. I know the best as well once I end this video. Or just go into YouTube Studio real quick. Had something on my chest, bro. Had something on my chest that I wanted to spit out here. Out of full anger. And it's about the guy that saved millions of lives. And that probably saved the entire modern dating scene. Mr. Andrew Tate. What an amazing guy he is. And I'm not glazing him. I have my opinions about him. And I feel like everyone should be able to have opinions, right? Freedom of speech, freedom of being able to think and say what you want in this world. So, Andrew Tate, right? Arrested, Miami. You know, not able to contact outer sources for the past month. He was able to call anyone, basically. And that's for a reason. Because they're trying to blame him for anything, basically. And coming back to the example I gave earlier. The cars. Everything is rented. Yeah. Everything is rented. And I believe that everything is rented. Because why would you buy a 5 million car? Just like that. It's not a smart money move. So of course you'd rent it. But there's a difference. He probably bought the car on the company's name. On his company's name. And he rented it from his company. Because what would happen, and really grasp this idea, what would happen if I walk to a dealership that I have no earlier relationshiip with, and I say, listen man, can I have this Bugatti for a week? Yeah, you can. Okay, how much would that be? That would be around 200 grand to rent it for a week. I can give you a discount. Because news sites, they don't dare or they don't want to dive deeper into why the cars are actually being rented. And of course his lawyer said this. Of course he's gonna say, it's not something bad. And now people are trying to say, oh, boo-hoo-hoo, Andrew Tate. You know, he faked all of his cars. Well, if that were the case, and if it were rented, which it is rented from his company, therefore he doesn't have to pay the 30k a day that you normally have to pay to rent a Bugatti for one single day. You know, otherwise you would have, dude, why wouldn't he buy a $5 million car if he's just going to rent it for 5 years? If you rent a $5 million car for 5 years, it would be around 19 million, right? 90 million, almost 9 figures, right? Do you guys understand why I'm saying this? Because there's, a lot of shit going around the Tate brothers. But this is just one of those other points, and obviously there have been a lot in the past, where it's so logical that it's just bullshit. Because what did we see when he got arrested in Romania? All of his assets lying around the house that weren't on the company, his personal assets, which the cars are not, which everything else is not, the yacht as well, it's not fucking personal assets, it's a company asset. If you have things as a company, when you're personally being involved in some form of mess up, they can only take your personal assets, not the assets that are on your company. Not even when you rent it from your company to your personal self. Because it's not your asset. It's from a company. That's why you set up LLCs, limited liability companies, something in that range. I don't even know the exact thing. But that's why LLCs exist. To protect yourself from anything happening. It's just common sense. And now all the mainstream media is saying, oh, look guys, Andrew Tate pretended to be more rich than he actually is. Yeah, you're right, bro. If you, let's say you rent 20 cars and on your company's name, obviously, or not on your company's name, no, he just rented the cars. Yeah, he rented them. Let's say 20 cars, that would probably be, what would the cost be? Maybe 300 to 500k per day to rent those cars. Yeah, makes sense if you rent them for 5 years. Makes a lot of sense. The Ferraris, the Bugattis, the Aston Martins. Makes a lot of sense if you want to spend 500k per day to rent the cars. Man. How can you do that type of shit, bro? How dare people even be able to, like, you know, do this shit? Like, there's no reason why they should be doing this. But of course there is, because he's the only one that dared to open their mouth about the dating market. And it is harsh. If you're not attractive, you're not gonna get any girls. If you're not some form of fuckboy, you're not gonna get any girls. Because girls don't want a boring boyfriend. They want someone that, you know, that is fun. Their lives is fun. So why would they want a boring Damn, I'm just embarrassing myself at this point. But you get the point. You have to get the point. So, the reason why I'm saying this as well is because you realize a lot of things. Andrew Tate, he got me in a good shape, you know, physically. I'm not going to share my abs again. But like, look, you know, the bicep is kind of there. Obviously, I'm now in a work season, so I'm not training daily anymore. I mean, I am training daily. Damn. I should not do that shit. Because it distracts a lot. No, it's just like half an hour a day. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the identity I formed, basically. Some people don't even work out 3 times a week. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I don't even want to work out, and yet I work out 7 times a week. No, that's crazy. But yeah, boys. Andrew Tate makes you realize a lot of things. He talks a lot about how women act in this world. And I'm also watching Hamza Ahmed, who has been the guy that actually got me onto this path, besides Andrew Tate. And he always talks about, you know, the modern dating market and how girls are very manipulative, but also very psycho, essentially. Quite psycho. They're quite psycho. Like, they lie a lot, more than you think. That's why good guys and you know, non-attractive good boys, they, you know, they never get laid, essentially, right? And that's because they think that every girl, you know, wants a loving relationship. Some do, of course. There are exceptions. I wouldn't even call it exceptions because that sounds misogynistic, doesn't it? But yeah, there are obviously girls that are different. But most of the girls that we see nowadays from my age, and I can tell this from experience, they're not around for the long-term relationship because they're just lying. You know, I'm talking with a girl, multiple. I'm sorry. I mean, they started talking with me, so why should, yeah. Besides the point, right? But essentially, I'm talking with girls, and the thing is, they have past. You know, they mostly. I mean, one girl doesn't lie about her past, and that's good. But a lot of girls lie. Like, if they lie, that's a bad thing. But if they're being honest, then, you know, that's good. But we do need to remember that, you know, her past actually says a lot about her. If she, like a few years ago, was able to just be fucked for free, like going to parties and that kind of stuff, and guys were just able to come up to her and bring her to the bathroom of the club or something, like something in those lines, their identity is still there. I actually don't feel like talking about this topic right now. Let's get to the charts. I was being stupid, bro, like a few minutes ago. I wanted like quick profit, so I just bought and sold a lot. It's shit, bro. It's shit. But yeah, I'm just waiting for confirmation at the moment. Like, dude, the charts these days, it's like in consolidation in my eyes. I feel like we're not in some form of down or uptrend. We're basically bouncing around between two single, or like a few, yeah, actually like 2 order blocks. So an order block is essentially a key area where banks and institutions basically sold or bought in order to sell or buy, right? So let's say you have an order block in the middle of a uptrend, so you have candles up and you have a down candle and then another candle up. That means that you know, the banks, they bought, or they sold in order to buy at a lower price, pushing price forward up. And we know that these orders, these sell to buy orders, they need to be filled again. So we mark them out on the chart, and we can perfectly always see a rejection or some form of manipulation happening from these zones. Let me show you guys. Look, clear as day, this is an uptrend, right? You know, we get higher highs, higher lows. Then we have this random sell. This is also an order block, this one. We get this random sell, so we mark it out, right? And then what do we see price doing? It obviously dips into another order block. Let me show you guys. You know, a random buy middle before a massive drop down. So they bought in order to sell at a higher price. And we obviously see price reject perfectly from that. I think my books are here. But then it dips into there and it goes into this one. And now we're simply just ping-ponging. And also this one, just a small one, you know, price massive wick running through there and bam, rejection easily. So we're just marking this out to understand a bit of the market structure. This thing is like broken, bro. It shows my chest too much. I don't know if I like that. You know? But yeah, we're just marking that out. And I just don't feel like trading in this current market. I want to see a clear swing move, because now I'm just scalping. And that's like not what you're supposed to do. I mean, you can be a scalper, which is also, you know, cool. But yeah, we're just looking for confirmation. And if you guys, you know, didn't believe my instincts, look, it rips through this one and rips through that one, dives back into this one, and then goes all the way down to touch this one, retest this one again, and bounce back up. That's just how simple it works. And this one ripped through, came back in, bounced back up. And then, you know, I don't know, I'm just watching the confirmations right now. I'm just watching the charts a lot today, yesterday as well. It's difficult, bro. These charts are difficult. Here, another perfect example. I also trade off of failed order block hits. That's also something quite cool that I do. So, you know, we see price ripped through here, came back in, failed to touch this order block once, so it came back down, and then it touched, you know, it touched right over there, immediately came down, ripped through this one again, and then a rejection, filled again, ripped through this one and hit it again, and then bam. So it can just bounce around between these zones. That's where, you know, where the market structure lies. It bounces around these zones. And I also know, because obviously this one is darker than these order blocks, these have been ripped through, but they haven't been retested yet. And I know that price is gonna come back and retest those zones. And it did already. I have to mark these out better. Actually did. It actually did. Let me turn that one a bit more. Sometimes prices rips through, but dude, you see it happening everywhere basically. Look, this one bounce back in, immediate reaction, bounce back in, reaction, bounce in, bam, reaction, just like that into another zone, came back, bam, bounced, immediate reaction into the other zone, and then just like hustle, and bam. And this is where you have like sort of like this formation where it like closes down. That's like a pattern, I guess, people or dumb, stupid retail traders actually look at. But yeah, like you see it everywhere. And it's difficult to trade off of because there are only a few confirmations that showcase true market direction. For me, it's fuck you candles, attempted fuck you candles, retest, imbalances, wick rejections, order blocks, things like that. I'm just learning and learning every single day, obviously, and I'm far from where I want to be. But bro, you just gotta make sure you actually, you know, understand that shit. So yeah, just locking in today. It's gonna be like 28 degrees out there. It's quite warm. It is quite warm. But yeah, read the Bible daily, every single day. Today is the last day that I'm reading Proverbs, and I finished the book. So I gotta, learn a bit as well. I gotta learn for my theory exam for driving as well. I'm just busy doing things. I'm always busy. But yeah, coming back to just being an attractive guy, girls just send their number to you in their DMs, and they just, they say, oh, you're interesting, you're hot, this and that. Like, they're just honest. And I don't think these girls want a relationship with me. They also want other things. But that's just how the world works, I guess. That's how the modern day market works, and I'm not complaining. Going back to school, guys. Of course this kid is on school. What the fuck did you think? But yeah, we're going back to school in oh damn, it's actually close. In like next week, Tuesday. Damn. That's insane. Kid goes to school. Yeah, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess, huh? You gotta do what you gotta do. I bought this camera. Osmo Action 4. Yeah. The DJI Osmo Action 4. That's the real name. It's a good camera. I just don't know if I like it though. It's like, the quality is like, I don't really like the quality. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if I can make it focus. It doesn't want to focus. I'm tapping the screen to like, select the focus point, but it doesn't. It's quite loud when you actually turn it on, turn it off. But yeah. Wow, guys. Life is interesting. I'm forming this new identity. I just don't want to watch social media content anymore, or like have any interactions on social media besides YouTube. Just want to keep posting, keeping track of the journey. It just distracts so much, bro. Like yesterday I was being a bitch, and the day before as well I was scrolling on TikTok and commenting on every single girl's post, and like, I just wanted attention from girls. Like that's something very human, obviously, and I can't deny. I think it's even more bad if I were to lie that I don't want, any form of girl relationship in my life. I want to. It's just that I just have a deeper, how do you say that? A deeper alignment towards making money right now. But I also want girls, and that shit is just not combinable, bro. Because like girls distract so much. It gives you feelings and emotions, especially when you're into trading. That's obviously a bad thing, you guys know that. But like, dude, insane, man. Insane how girls can just distract you like that, especially when you're attractive. And it sounds very, get that box out of my face. Thank you. But especially when you're attractive, and it sounds so egotistical and narcissistic. Is that even a correct word? Don't give a fuck, don't know. But like, girls are just all over you, man. Giving you compliments, wanting your Snapchat, wanting your number, want to talk with you, just saying that you're interesting, this and that. It's just so crazy. The market is crazy. Not the trading market, the relationship market. But it's cool. And I feel like having skills and conversational and flirting skills with girls is a very high leverage power that you can utilize everywhere in your life. My grandpa, bro, amazing guy. He's 90 years old. He's still very capable. He is like very sharp in terms of making jokes and that kind of stuff. He still is just like a charming guy, bro. He's such a charming guy. when it comes down to social relations. Like he just flirting with the waitress that's like 20 years old or something. Like things like that, bro. But it's like, it's in a way where it's not creepy. It's like fun and that kind of stuff. Like everyone laughs and that kind of stuff. It's like you learn so much by being able to have a relationship with girls and just not being a creep. Like there's just a difference, you know, like down. Yeah, bro, I'm just waiting for my confirmations to be hit. We have a super strong zone below on gold. I'm trading gold, by the way. I don't think I told you guys. Trading gold. We have a super strong zone. Ow, fuck. Damn, my feet just got stuck between the wheels of the chair. But we're trading gold. And we have a very strong zone that price, you know, tested and retested earlier. And which gave us a strong confirmation that price was going to move in a certain direction. So we're just waiting for that to be hit, right? Crazy. It's gonna be a very lucid day today. Lucid or like humid, like very humid, warm, not sunny. Let's see what we got here. What is this shit, bro? I got a full hand of mail, bro. What the fuck is wrong with this? Let me open them up. Gotta put something stronger. Wait, someone is calling me. I gotta go. Adios.